Good morning, Sauce Gang, and welcome back to the channel. Hot Sauce Beats here with an absolute banger of a reaction for you. It's Sunday morning, and I was saving this surprise for you guys today, and that is the Game Theorist Hazbin Hotel video. That is right, you guys, ever since we've gotten into Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss, you let me know after everything's said and done, I had to check out the film theories, Hazbin Hotel, There Is No Redemption. Now, you guys have also given me a fair warning that with the Hazbin Hotel truthers and fans, a lot of people don't necessarily agree with this. So I'm really stoked to see what Matt Pat has to say about Hazbin Hotel and what kind of theories he has. But make sure you show Matt Pat and film theorists some love by subscribing to the channel and liking the original video. And don't forget to check out my reaction to Hazbin Hotel. Link in the description. And if you enjoy my reaction, please help support the channel by smashing that subscribe and like button. It's absolutely free and it greatly helps out the channel, but enough talking. Let's get to reacting and roll that bomb ass intro.
Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Eat, sleep, make beats. Eat, sleep, make beats.
Hot Sauce Beats. Woo, woo. Perfect timing.
Hazbin Hotel is just one heck of a show, right? I mean, in one episode, the one episode in existence, you have a killer premise, unbelievable animation, sharp writing, catchy musical numbers, and amazing characters to boot. I mean, in just 30 minutes, the pilot alone has more content than whole seasons of other shows. But before...
Well, does Matt Pat have something against Big Bang Theory? I find it amusing that he brought that up there. But I'm like, okay, you guys had me worried that he was gonna hate Hazbin Hotel. I'm liking that he's starting off this way.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes of today's theory, I wanted to start things off with a mini theory. Ready for this? In the show, we're introduced to what is currently my favorite character, Alistair the Radio Demon, an all-powerful being,
aka Yo BGS,
who we're told just appeared in the underworld one day.
Alistair manifested in hell, seemingly overnight.
And from there, he just wrecked house, showing power and control in a way that no one ever had. As they describe it in the show,
many have speculated what unimaginable force enabled him to rival our world's most ancient and destructive methods.
Well, friends, my mini theory is that Alistair the Radio Demon gets his powers from none other than Gravity Falls' own Bill Cipher. Now, let me be perfectly clear on this. I know this isn't true, but the similarities between the two characters are uncanny. I mean, Alistair's microphone is alive. It also has that one-eyed thing going for it, just like everyone's favorite equilateral lad, Bill. Both Bill and Alistair trick you into making deals that you're gonna go on to regret. Both ominously glow when they're making said deals. And the deal.
All right, chat. Hold on. I've never said that I know everything, okay? And I know this is gonna be such a dumb question, and I hate asking dumb questions this early on. What is this? Who's Bill Cipher? Again, I know I sound dumb as hell, because if he's putting it in here and comparing it to him, it means I should probably know who Bill Cipher is. Let me know, chat. Maybe this is something else we need to explore a little. Let me know. And I know I always say this, I'm just a dumb American, okay? I'm a stupid American. Teach me the ways.
Of both are seemingly sealed with a handshake. Both are closely associated with mysterious runic symbols that fly in and around them. Both also seem motivated by the same thing, boredom and a large desire to use their powers to create chaos for really no good reason. But all of that's superficial, right? It's all typical deal with the devil business. No, it's the whole radio demon thing that gets me. Alistair's voice in Hazbin Hotel sounds like an old-timey radio, which is cool. It's very creative characterization, but it also just feels random. Too random. They even show an example of the types of radios that he broadcasts on, and they're the type that are pulled straight out of the late 30s and early 40s. Now, why would I care about that? Well, Bill Cipher is most closely associated with one particular song, We'll Meet Again, a love song that was made popular by the singer Vera Lynn. It's a great song, all-time classic. But why I bring it up here is that it was first made famous during World War II, which, wouldn't you know it, just so happened to be during the late 30s and early 40s, the exact time that Alistair's voice is drawn from. The timeline matches up. So could it be that the reason Alistair is so powerful when he first enters the underworld is that he has the powers of Bill Cipher on his side? Probably not. Probably just inspiration the creator of the series got from Gravity Falls. Still, it is my
So is that Is that who Bill Cipher is from? Is Gravity Falls? And is that the creator of Gravity Falls? I don't know. I'm learning, chat. I'm learning. And I'm guessing most people probably don't like this theory either. That he is either similar or based
Personal
off that character.
headcanon for now. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. And look, the episode hasn't even started yet. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, where we'll meet again. Do know where, do know when. It'll be 1 week from today when we have another upload, hence why you should subscribe in the next 5 seconds. By the way, while you're down there crucifying the subscribe button, leave a comment. Are you a Gravity Falls fan? And if you are, who is your favorite character? Just curious if...
Okay. So now we know. Now we know it's from Gravity Falls, Bill Cipher, the Dorito, Flying Dorito. I've never seen this show, chat. I have never seen this show. Huh. Interesting.
If that whole mini theory at the top of the episode went over everyone's head. It'd be pretty awesome to see Bill show up somewhere else one of these days. Something tells me not a show where one of the main characters is named after a drug. Then again, he did show up in I believe, an official Rick and Morty short, didn't he? So stranger things have happened. Anyway, you know what they say, the devil's in the details.
That's not the only place he is.
WandaVision, get out of this theory. You're done. You are done. We've dedicated enough theories to you. Get out of here. Anyway, today we're going to be looking into a project that a lot of you have been asking me to do for quite some time. Hazbin Hotel. This dark and very adult comedy aired its pilot episode on YouTube back in October of 2019, before eventually being picked up to become a full-run show in August of 2020. So I was kind of holding off until we heard about a release date or more news, but sadly, there's been nothing since. Hopefully, we'll find out more soon, because there are all kinds of juicy, weird things going on in this world that I want to go theory sicko mode on, but can't because there's only one episode and 2 short web comics. I would have just left it alone, but after Hazbin's sister series Heck of a Boss included freaky animatronics, I knew it was my time. Creepy animatronics, not gonna brag, but they're kinda my bat signal. So we'll save the juicy lore mysteries for when there's, you know, a bit more lore in the series to analyze. Instead, what I want to focus on today is the core premise behind the show. The main conceit of Hazbin Hotel is that there's limited room in Hades for souls, and the place is currently full to the brim, resulting in an annual purge event they call the Cleanse.
We lost so many souls, and it breaks my heart to see my people being slaughtered.
Just during this scene, I forget what the other host is, but she just look at her, she's just like, oh my god, this Charlie chick is so boring.
Every year,
our protagonist Charlie, Princess of Heck, hopes that as an alternative to cleansing each year, she can instead run a hotel that rehabilitates wayward souls so they get sent off to the good place, where obviously they'll meet Ted Danson and eat froyo.
So, I've been thinking, isn't there a more humane way to hinder overpopulation here in Hell? Perhaps we can create an alternative way to change souls.
Look at that crazy imp.
Redemption?
And despite the fact that pretty much every character doubts that she can do it, well, gosh darn it, her and her ragtag band are gonna try. And of course, sing plenty of musical numbers along the way. But the question I want to know, what I need to solve as we wait for any news about this series, is what she has to do to make a difference. Like, if her goal is to replace the Cleanse by rehabilitating enough souls to clear out room in Heck, how many souls are we talking about here? How big does this hotel have to be? Just how outlandish are Charlie's plans? Long story short, when the population of Hades is bursting, what is it gonna take to reach an equilibrium?
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
That's right, theorists. Today we're pulling a classic reverse Thanos by balancing the population, except this time everyone's already dead. So let's start by outlining this crazy universe. Between the 2 shows helmed by creator LIZZIE, we've been told a lot about...
Oh my god! Okay, so now and I already know you guys are gonna light me up in the comments. So that's what LIZZIE looks like. I didn't know that. And I said a dumb comment saying Gravity Falls. So I'm sorry, chat. Again, I'm just a stupid American that's learning. Okay, so that's LIZZIE. Learn something new. Learn something new. She's a genius. Absolute genius.
About the machinations of this underworld. We learn from the opening song of Helluva Boss Episode 2 that there are 7 rings in Heck, similar to the layout of Dante's Inferno, -2.
And if the 7 rings
such a good song by Stolas! Tugging on my heartstrings. It's about Octavia.
There might have been 9 at one point, as the 9 circles are referenced in the pilot episode of Hazbin.
What in the 9 circles makes you think a single denizen of hell would give 2 about becoming a better person?
But since then, apparently it's collapsed back down to 7, with each being named after one of the 7 deadly sins. However, despite there being a bunch of ringed layers Attack on Titan style, only the top ring, the Pride ring, matters for our calculations today. You see, according to this official post on Twitter, quote, dead sinners can only exist on the top ring, Pride. Other rings house native-born demons, and human souls aren't allowed to travel between the rings. Oh, and Canadians are kept elsewhere because of reasons.
There's a town for the Canadians in hell. It's just little Canada. It's
the Canadian part of hell is just called heck.
It's just heck.
Don't you love it when...
Oh my god. And now if that is legit, that is amazing. A little Canada called heck. Oh man, that just warms my little heart, chat. I like this. I like this. So I'm kind of confurious. God, words. It's Sunday morning, chat. Give me a break. It's Sunday. I just woke up and showered. I haven't even ate yet. I'm just drinking my little white monster, but I'm a little confused though. What is there so much? Because again, I heard there's a lot of like hate towards this. I mean, maybe it'll come later out, or maybe it was in the very beginning about the radio demon. I'm just kind of confused because so far this is, I'm liking this.
When lore is made up on the fly during a live stream. Now, as I mentioned earlier, because space and heck is so limited, each year, exorcists sent from heaven are tasked with wiping out enough souls to make room for next year's sinners. And maybe that'll be fodder for a new theory after we get some more episodes.
Wait! Would that make me double dead?
So how many souls is Charlie gonna have to redeem each year to keep the population of the necropolis from swelling too high? Well, funny enough, the problem is a bit simpler than it might first appear. We actually don't need to know the size of Pentagram City, or the Pride Ring, or do things like we did during our Attack on Titan theory where we measured ring population density and all that. Because this time, we are told explicitly that the city is at capacity, and that the yearly cleansing is to knock that number back down. That means we only need to be focused on the rate of new souls entering their unhappy afterlives. If, at the end of the year, the underworld is winding up at capacity, well, Charlie would need to redeem as many souls as would wind up down there in order to maintain an equilibrium. And the good news for Charlie is that the rate of souls going into the afterlife is starting to stabilize. The past 150 years or so has been absolutely wild for the growth of the human population. In 1900, there were about 1.6 billion people on planet Earth, and just 100 years later, in the year 2000, that number had reached 6 billion. Fast forward another 20 years to today, and we're at 7.8 billion people. Luckily, for everyone and everything on planet Earth, that number is no longer increasing at anywhere near the same rate it was back then. Humanity's growth rate is slowing. And for more on why that's happening, you can actually check out our classic episode about why Thanos' plan in Infinity War isn't as crazy as it might initially sound. Long story short, people are investing more time into their children, and are thus having fewer of them, causing the population to overall level out. Sociologists have made various estimates about where the population will eventually max out, but reasonable guesses put the total somewhere between 10 and 12 billion people. Certainly a lot, but also not super far off from where we are right now. The death rate is also constantly fluctuating, but has, in general, been falling for the past century. In fact, it's thought that the death rate actually bottomed out in 2018. Projections made by the United Nations already estimate that death rates will begin rising again over the next few decades, as the population begins to age and as demographic shifts towards poorer countries put a larger share of the population in situations with worse medical conditions. But 2018's global death rate was 7.546 deaths for every 1,000 people. With a global population of 7.58 billion in 2018, that would mean that roughly 57.2 million people died in that single year. But of course, not all of those people are going down below, if you know what I mean. Only the sinners are. Now, in the show, we see depictions of all sorts of sinful activities, everything from murder to the usage of illicit substances. So one way to solve our problem would be to take that group of 57 million deaths and figure out what percent of them have engaged in one or multiple of the damning activities that we see happening.
What's murder, death, kill off of? Is that murder, death, kill? It's off of a movie. Anyways, sidebar.
In and around
Sidebar. I got
Pentagram
hair in my
City.
eye!
According to data from the 2016 World Drug Report, there were 247 million illicit substance users worldwide in that year alone, which is roughly 3% of the global population. And when I say they're using the stuff, I mean that they're using the hard stuff. The stuff I can't say on YouTube for fear of this video getting even more risk of demonetization than it already has. So right off the bat, that 3% translates to 1.7 million people sent to the deep depths below off of drug use alone. Homicides are thankfully significantly less, with an average of 7 homicides for every 100,000 people globally. If we assume that each one of those homicides is being committed by a separate person, which obviously isn't true but is going to give us our worst case scenario, that adds another 530,000 new additions to our hotel guest list. That number is very concerning when you think about what it represents. The number of murderers on this planet is too darn high. For other violent crimes, the average is actually a bit higher, 12.7 per 100,000 people globally, boosting us by another 962,660 souls. So, after the substances and horrific violence section of our program today, we're walking around with a pretty sizable hotel already. 3.2 million souls.
In chat, I mean, for you religious types, I mean, that's even a low number because that's just talking about drugs, murder, and violent crimes. There's technically, if we're talking about sins, there's a lot more stuff that's considered a sin that I mean, you know, can get you to hell. So that's a lot. I've never thought about that. That's crazy. Math's crazy.
Souls all needing to be redeemed if heck is going to maintain some level of population equilibrium. Eat your heart out, Paris Hilton. Princess Charlie has got your hotel chain beasted. See, that joke's relevant because Paris Hilton is super famous for being rich and having a bunch of hotel barons in her family. But the joke isn't all that far off from reality. As of last year, Marriott Hotels is the world's #1 hotel chain, with nearly 1.4 million rooms available for their guests worldwide. Charlie's Happy Hotel already needs more than double that amount, and we are still not done counting sins, my friends.
Charlie is Paris Hilton, chat. What?
Because it's this last one where the numbers really start to skyrocket. Infidelity, cheating in relationships. Now, while I'm not promoting religion here or anything, and we all know that different religions can have some major differences, one thing that they all tend to agree on is that you're not supposed to be, you know, coveting your neighbor's wife and all that. But despite those warnings, humanity certainly seems to be doing a lot of coveting these days. According to an exhaustive review of research done on committed relationships published back in 2005, 40% of unmarried relationships and 25% of marriages see at least one incident of infidelity. Another survey roughly backs this up. 20% of men and 13% of women admit to having a fling with someone other than their spouse while married. So I'm gonna split the difference here and say that, I don't know, roughly 30% of people are skis-balls who have cheated at some point in their life. Y'all suck. As someone who has cheated on in the past, I hope the radio demon eats your heads off. And it looks like he's gonna have plenty to feast on because that suddenly jumps us up by, get this, another 17.3 million sinners, sending our grand total to 20.5 million new sinner denizens of Pentagram City waiting.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about, chat? Again, we were just talking about like major, like hard sins. Would this be a soft sin? I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus, a lot of people going to heck. I mean, that's just for Canadians. There's a lot of people going to hell.
To get purged each and every year, requiring the single biggest rehabilitation initiative you could ever need. Might want to consider getting more help for that front desk there, Charlie. Now, obviously, a lot of these people might be overlapping in their sins, right? Not all of these are mutually exclusive to each other. So maybe I'm going about this all wrong. 5%. Maybe this isn't about me judging other people based on their sin totals. Maybe the difference between heaven and heck is like those stupid reviews that you have to do at your job. A self-review. Assess yourself for how well you're doing at your job. I mean, why is this a thing? Like, this drove me nuts when I was working in an office environment. And even today, working on YouTube. Yes, thank you. I'm doing fantastic. Look, today alone, I dredged up stats about infidelity and illegal usage of mind-altering substances. I am crushing it. How was your day? But seriously, guys, some of you missed the memo about always giving yourself a good review. Because when people were asked to self-report about whether they would go to heaven or to the other place, 10% of people said that they were definitely going to the bad place. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Another 42% said that they weren't sure. And if they're not sure, well, pretty sure St. Peter at the pearly gates ain't gonna be giving you the benefit of the doubt. By those numbers, that 20.5 million souls was an understatement. Now we're talking closer to the range of 30 million. Hold on though, what about friends rating their friends? Well, when asked, 72% Americans who believe in heaven rate their chances of going to heaven to be good or excellent. All right, doing a little bit better on that one, America. But they also turned around and said that 1 in 4 of their friends would absolutely go to H-double hockey sticks. Way to throw your friends under the bus there, guys. In short, any way you're calculating this, there is no way that Charlie's Hotel accomplishes its true mission in under 14 million souls. Oh sure, she can save a few wayward souls here and a few demons there, but if she's truly looking to break even, 14 million is the minimal calculation based on all the different methods that we just tried. And there's someone else working against her in this whole process too. The real twist hiding at the end of both of these shows is that the Immediate Murder Patrol, IMP, the organization that we follow in the sister show Helluva Boss, is gonna be working directly against Charlie and her goals. The imp is powered by a grimoire that they stole from a demon named Solace. In his very first appearance, Solace asks the imp team to kill someone who spread—
Is it Stolas or Stalis? I've always been saying Stolas. Is it Stalis? Let me know, chat. Is it a hard O, Stolas, or soft O, Stalis? Stolas or Stalis?
The truth about global warming, hoping to increase that death rate we were talking about earlier.
He's trying to convince people global warming exists.
Oh, we love him.
Well, yes, but more people die if nothing is done about it.
Solace is specifically trying to increase the population of souls despite already existing overcrowding. It's almost like the two shows are working directly against each other. One is about souls getting out of heck, the other is about souls getting in. So will Charlie manage to create a system that's capable of saving some 14 million people or more a year? Or will the native demon's plans ultimately stop her? It's honestly a fascinating dichotomy because the two shows are so clearly poised to clash against each other. Either side could end up the victor, and while Charlie may seem the more traditional protagonist to end up winning the day, these shows are anything but traditional. So I guess we'll just have to wait to see what creator VivziePop has in store for us when the full show eventually drops. But until then, it's all just a theory. A film theory. And before you check out for the week, let's give a big thank you to today's sponsor, the world's premier streaming service for horror, thriller, and supernatural content, Shudder. We're talking tanning bed levels of illumination.
All right. Let me bring you in here. Okay. My guess, if a lot of the disagreements on this from like VivziePop fans is against what Alcaster, the radio demon, about comparing him to the flying Dorito. And let me know also, is Gravity Falls something I should 100% be watching? I've never seen it, never thought about it. Yeah. And then also I wonder if some of the fallback is from, or negative feedback, whatever you want to say, is from when he said like Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss basically like compete against each other. I'm confused because also when I typed in like reaction, so here let me show you guys something here. Film theory response. Yeah. Like look at this. There's a lot of it's really weird rant. Film theory. Oh, that's on Gravity Falls. But yeah, Film Theory made the worst Hazbin Hotel video. So yeah, I'm just really like, a lot of this is like really Matt Pat's Hazbin theory is wrong, Film Theory rant. So I'm really confused, like where's such the negative stuff? Like I don't think Matt, unless if I misunderstood something, I don't think he said anything bad. He said it's a great show. And again, he made a video on a pilot, so there wasn't a lot of stuff to really cover at the end of it. Like the meat and potatoes of this video was just talking about how hard of a job Charlie has to do in regards to, you know, getting rid of the cleanse. Like how many people does the cleanse kill? So again, I'm just kind of confused where the negative connotation. Okay, let's not use big words right now. It's too early. I just don't get where the negative vibes coming for this video, because I thought, don't get mad at me. I thought MatPat did a great job with this. Again, he made a 20-minute video based off of a pilot, and that's it. Like, usually he waits until there's multiple videos, a whole season, before he even jumps into theory. So I think, my opinion, Hazbin Hotel fans or Vivzy Pop fans should be happy that he even did it. Like, there was enough people saying, hey, can you do a film theory on this show? And he did it with just a pilot. So I thought he did a good job. So, but let me know, chat, seriously, let me know where's all the negativeness and hate coming for this, because I don't understand it. And let me know about Gravity Falls. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you've not yet seen my reactions to Hazbin Hotel or Helluva Boss, make sure you check it out. And I hope you guys enjoy. And if you enjoy my reactions, please help support the channel by smashing that subscribe and like button. It's absolutely free and it greatly helps out the channel. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, it's eat, sleep, and make beats. And as usual, be kind to one another. And that's all I got. Boom, I'm out. Got him in love with a sauce gig. Woo! Peace out, fam.